The Royalette Program is like taking a shot in the dark. We have 4 tips for your Royalette bid, the math for our Royalette strategy. Then we've got some very important considerations for your Royalette bid and give you our secret personal pro tip on the Royalette Program. We are Rod and Melody from Always Be Vacationing. Welcome, and if it's your first time here, we'll let you in on a little secret. Life is to be experienced, and Always Be Vacationing is a mindset. Whether you're working or playing, treat your life with the joy, energy, and excitement as if you're always on vacation. The Royalette Program is like taking a shot in the dark for cruise guests. For Royal Caribbean International, it is a powerful additional revenue stream to fill those upper tier cabins and give guests an experience where they will be inspired to book higher grade cabins in the future. The program was initiated in 2018 by a partner company, Plus Grade, who also works with Celebrity, Azamara, MSC, Norwegian Cruise Lines, and Virgin Voyages with a similar bid-type rewards program. They also work with multiple airlines to fill their high-dollar seats and American Express with their customer appreciation programs. We will put a link in the description below. If you are already booked for a cruise, you can go here to create your bid. Okay, let's talk strategy. Strategy number 1, check out current prices of the cabins you wish to bid on and compare to your current cabin. We want to mention that we're not affiliated with this online vacation provider and are not receiving a kickback of any kind for mentioning their site. We have personal experience with them and continue to get great customer service when we work with Justin. For this sample, we chose a future sailing on Freedom of the Seas. Now remember, prices will fluctuate and you'll want to complete your own research. We typically book Ocean View Balcony Category 4D. We look for refundable rates, not guaranteed cabins. So our base price for this 4-day cruise to Nassau and Perfect Day at Coco Cay is $448 per person. A junior suite refundable rate is $938 per person. A 1-bedroom grand suite guaranteed rate is $1,166. This is a guaranteed rate, which usually means you are guaranteed this type of cabin or better, but you cannot pick the location, and Royal Caribbean will assign the cabin to you as your sail date nears. The 1-bedroom owner's suite is also a guaranteed rate cabin at $1,386. Strategy number 2. Check the availability. If your online provider allows you to choose cabins, you can check availability. Based on what you see during this part of your research, you can determine how valuable your bid is and would you exchange it for your current booked cabin. Strategy number 3. Royalette bids are based on 2 people. So if you're traveling with more than 2 in your cabin, you might reap a greater benefit winning a Royalette bid versus upgrading manually. However, a Royalette bid is not guaranteed. It's simply rolling the dice. Strategy number 4, bid what you're comfortable gambling with. After all, this is an additional revenue stream for the cruise companies, and the house always wins. This is a personal decision, and no amount of algorithms, tricks, or magic is going to guarantee that you win that bid. You're asking yourself, how do you do it at Always Be Vacationing? So we use the research to determine the value of each bid based on the current budget for that vacation. We're conscious that we would always rather be vacationing than only vacation once. That being said, our bids tend to be at that lower end of the gap between our current cabin and the upgrade cabin. So here's our math for our sample sailing. For the junior suite, $938 minus $448, which is our cabin, and that gives us a gap of $490. We bid on that lower half of the gap by dividing the gap by 2. So our bid would be under $245 per person. So let's do the math for the 1-bedroom grand suite at $1,166 minus $448 for our current cabin, and that gives us the gap of $676. Bid on the lower half of that gap, and that would be a top bid of $338 per person. Finally, the math for the owner suite at $1,386 minus the $448 for our current cabin gives us our gap of $938. We bid on that lower half of the gap by dividing it by 2 to get to $469 per person. Remember, this isn't rocket science or counting cards. It's just one vacationer's bid strategy revealed. Hey, if you want more vacation tips, watch upcoming content by subscribing and hit the bell for the race to be the first one to comment. Okay, we've got some tips, some very important things for you to consider. When you win the bid, your credit card will be immediately charged and you're not going to have the opportunity to decide against the new cabin assignment. Check your expiration date on your credit card before applying to the Royalette bid, because if your credit card is expired or over the limit or some other reason that it gets declined, then the Royalette cabin will bounce to the next guest and you're not going to have the opportunity to change the card info at all. The cabins that end up available in the Royalette are typically a bit less desirable or very expensive. You could sacrifice your midship cabin and be forced to the aft. You could be placed under the pool deck or near a smoking area. Or you could win the perfect owner's suite, quietly located midship. Life is to be experienced, and we appreciate that thumbs up if you like what you're watching. Here's our pro tip. Royalette is a gamble. Remember, this is an additional revenue stream for Royal Caribbean International, and it's facilitated by a third party. If you are a flexible traveler, love adventure that comes in any form, then go ahead and roll the dice. If you go to great lengths, like I do, when considering your cabin choice, location, and whether it's a connecting cabin or not, then do not play the Royalette game. Rather, call your travel agent and manually upgrade your cabin. Thank you so much for watching, and we have a tour of the Anthem of the Seas Royalette cabin coming your way next. Check out more vacation videos here.